Hello everyone, and today we are back for another Loomian Legacy Top 5 video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 most hated Loomians in all of Loomian Legacy. So, these are the Loomians that I despise the most. These are either Loomians I get destroyed by all the time, or just Loomians that I just never really like. I never like looking at them, I never like playing with them, and I never like facing them in battle. So, with that out of the way, let's head straight into the video. But before we get into the video, I'm going to be doing another giveaway. I'm going to be giving away a Gamma Protogon, which is actually PvP viable. Yes, it's not TP trained yet, or sharded, or even has the right moves, but it is pure nimble, so you can actually customize this to make it PvP trained. Now, the way you win this Gamma Protogon is that you need to go into the comment section below of this video and say Gamma Protogon in the comments below, and then, after a couple days, I will give you all a number, and then I'm going to be spinning the random number generator wheel on stream, and then if your number gets landed on, you will be the winner of this awesome Loomian. It's probably one of the coolest Gamma designs in the entire game, so good luck on winning the Gamma Protogon. Now, let's head into the top 5 list. Number 5 onto this list is going to be Charonyx. Charonyx is probably one of the most annoying Loomians in all of Loomian Legacy. Judging it by the base stats, it has a health stat of 56, energy stat of 101, melee defense of 96, ranged attack of 122, ranged defense of 106, and speed of 51. It does have a slow speed stat, which may seem bad on Charonyx, but it's also a blessing of the skies. It also has one of the best defensive typings in Spirit Light, meaning it has more immunities than weaknesses. It's immune to both Brawler and Spirit, which actually synergizes very well because most Spirit types are weak to Spirit, so that's really good for it. And it has the Reaper ability. Anytime it KOs a Loomian, it will heal HP back. It also has a healing move in Luster Loot, which is probably one of the best healing attacking moves of all time. It doesn't do that much damage, but after a Peace of Mind, Charonyx can hit very hard and can heal a lot of HP back with Luster Loot. It also has the move Rant, not only lowering the ranged attack stat of the opposing Loomians, but it can hit light types for super effective damage. And if you KO a light type, you heal even more with the Reaper ability. It only has one weakness. It's the metal types. And there aren't many melee attacking metal types as well. The big one is Tyrex, which Tyrex is one of the most used Loomians in the entire game. But other than that, what are some of the meta melee metal types? Not many. I guess there's Hunder, I guess you could use Billowforge, I guess, Marafe maybe, and that's kind of it for Loomians that can OHKO Charonyx with a metal melee attack. If it gets a Peace of Mind, you're not even KOing it on the range side either, and then it just heals its HP back with Luster Loot, and it can win the game on the spot. There's several times where Charonyx just sets up so many times and then heals its HP back with Luster Loot. It's very annoying to deal with, and Charonyx has always been a very busted Loomian in Loomian Legacy, and it continues to be even to this day. Now, the reason why Charonyx isn't any higher on my list is because I hate facing it, but it's a Loomian that if you have on your own team, it's pretty good to have on your team, because it can fix up a lot of defensive holes while also having very good bulk. So, it's very good Loomian to have on your team, but a very annoying Loomian to face. And that's why it is on my list. Number 4 on my list is going to be Dorogo. Now, a lot of people might be shocked that a fossil Loomian is on this list, but I have my reasons. Dorogo has a very fast speed stat of 116 speed and a ranged attack stat of 90, which doesn't seem like a lot until you look at its abilities in moves. Anomaly. During battle, when your stats should increase, they instead decrease, and vice versa. There's a little move called Draco Beam, which has 130 base power, which that's a lot of power for a move, and it lowers your ranged attack stat by 2 stages. But since Dorogo has the Anomaly ability, it goes up by 2 stages instead. This Loomian also has Scapegoat, Poison Barbs, and Dark Surge, meaning the light types that can switch into Draco Beam usually get KO'd by a Dark Surge. It also has other moves like Poison Barbs, so it can set up Poison Barbs on the opposing team. It also has Dodge, so it can be annoying, has Scapegoat. It's one of the most annoying Loomians in the game to deal with. And only metal types can really switch into Dorogo, and even then, it can even run Mud Spatter for the potential Tyrex. So, not really anything could switch into a Dorogo, and if it sets up too many Draco Beams, it's going to be so powerful for the late game. And there's so many ways you can run Dorogo, too. You can run a Clutch plushie set, so you can guarantee live a hit. You can live Health Amulet, so you can have Dodge and Scapegoat. You could even run specialty boots to outspeed other specialty boots Loomians and just spam Draco Beam and win on the spot. So there's a lot of different sets this Dorogo can run, and all of them are very annoying in their own different ways. It's a Loomian that is very hard to deal with if you don't have a Loomian that can soak a hit. Pretty much only priority moves can really deal with this guy, and if you don't have any priority moves or anything that's faster than it, good luck, because this thing is going to sweep you in the late game, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's even annoying to use as well, because Draco Beam has a 90% accuracy, meaning it could miss a lot of the time. So, even while using it, Dorogo is very hard to use. I definitely hate this Loomian. I despise this Loomian. I don't despise using it as much as facing it, but it's still a Loomian that belongs on this list. Number 3 on this list is a Loomian that I've always hated. I've always hated Tiklipse. Has the light dark typing, which is probably one of the best typings in all of Loomian Legacy. And with Total Eclipse, it gives it more immunities than weaknesses, which is actually really insane. Its base stats are nothing special. It has 106 attacks on both sides, 90 melee defense, 75 range defense, and 89 speed. But the thing that makes Tiklipse very stupid is when you get to its Scapegoat set. Scapegoat Tiklipse is one of the most annoying Loomians in the game to deal with. It's probably one of the worst Scapegoat Loomians, because you don't know which Scapegoat set it is. You don't know if it's melee bulk up, you don't know if it's range defensive Peace of Mind. It can even run Hasten and Drudge now, meaning it can actually increase its speed without getting a Total Eclipse boost. And it's just a Loomian that's very hard to deal with sometimes. It's not even that fun using it. While it is good to patch up some defensive holes because of its great defensive typing and ability, it's not a very fun Loomian to use, and it often uses your health amulet item, which could be valuable in other Loomians. It's a very one-dimensional Loomian, but it's a Loomian that's just always very annoying to face. It even has a very good defensive typing, even when you take Total Eclipse out of it. It only has 2 weaknesses, only weak to metal and bug, and it has a lot of good resistances as well, like being resistant to Ancient is really nice in this meta. So, Tiklipse is just always a Loomian that is very annoying to face. It would probably be number 1 on the list, but for the last couple years, it's got nerfed, and there's a lot. Power creep has definitely beaten through Tiklipse, but even then, even with all this stuff, I still see it every once in a while, and every time this Tiklipse shows up, it always clicks a Scapegoat and a Peace of Mind or bulk up and then win the game on the spot. Because the thing is, since Tiklipse isn't considered that good anymore, not many teams are ready to face Tiklipse. So when you have that perfect Tiklipse matchup, it just sets up a Scapegoat and then it can just be very annoying in the late game. And that's why Tiklipse is one of my most hated Loomians in all of Loomian Legacy. He used to be considered the best Loomian in the entire game as well, when it had Dark Surge added. I mean, Light Dark can pretty much hit anything in the entire game besides bug types, which just makes Tiklipse really annoying to deal with, both offensively and defensively. And that's why it belongs on this list. Number 2 on this list is going to be Thawmin. Oh boy, how do I get started with a Loomian like Thawmin? Has a very high range attack stat of 118, has a pretty high speed stat of 99, and it even has decent range bulk and 92 range bulk and 77 HP. But the thing that makes Thawmin stupid is its ability. Your Mind-type moves tend to go first when you have at least half of your maximum HP. Psycho Blast is a 90 power. It even has a bonus of potentially lowering the opposing Loomian's range defense. Yeah! 90 power priority on a Loomian with 118 ranged attack. When ran with very smart specialty goggles, this thing hits extremely hard. If you don't have a metal or dark type that can switch into Thawmin, Psycho Blast is going to 2-hit KO pretty much anything in the entire game. But what happens if you do have a metal or dark type? Well, dark types get hit by Deep Freeze, and water types get hit by Deep Freeze, so good luck there. I mean, you have Tyrex. Tyrex is a good metal type. It's immune to Thunder Strike, which all the other metal types are weak to, by the way. But you have Tyrex. Tyrex can actually be Thawmin. Oh no, it has Life Drain and Nature's Force to hit Tyrex too. So, Thawmin can pretty much hit anything in the entire game. It doesn't even have to run specialty goggles as well. It can run Peace of Mind. It will have a priority Peace of Mind. It even has a move called Rejuvenate, so you can run 2 moves, Peace of Mind, and Rejuvenate. You can even run Rageful Plushie to live a hit on the range side, and then potentially go up to +3 and sweep the game on the spot. Thawmin is one of the most annoying Loomians in the entire game to deal with. There's no counterplay for Thawmin. At least with Wildfire Land Torch, at least there's Eliguana and Luminami. You can pretty much soak any hits it throws at it. And at least with Vengeance Servlin, it comes at the cost of a Loomian fainting. before it gets very powerful. With Thawmin, it doesn't have any of those downsides. There's not any Loomian that could switch into a Foresight Psycho Blast, and even if they can't switch into a Stab Deep Freeze or Thunderstrike, making Thawmin very prediction reliant. And that's why I hate Thawmin. So Loomian I used a lot in Season 1, and it was overpowered then, and it's still overpowered now. It's one of the most annoying offensive Loomians in the game to deal with, and that's why it belongs number 2 on this list. But it comes nowhere close to my most hated Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy. Let's head to that right now. But before we reach our number 1 spot, let's talk about the dishonorable mention. So these are other Loomians that I also don't like that much, but barely missed the top 5 lists. The first Loomian I want to talk about is Danuki. Danuki is one of the newer Loomians added in the game, and this thing is just annoying. Handy Provoke, handy Emulate, handy Rejuvenate, handy everything. It even has handy Banana Split, so it's one of the best Banana Split Loomians in the game, and this thing is just very annoying to deal with. The reason why it's not on this list is because I haven't seen it enough, and I haven't seen it be as annoying as I think it is, but this thing can be very annoying. It's actually so annoying that Jamie's already thinking about losing Banana Split. So it's already planned of being nerfed in the future. So Danuki is a dishonorable mention. Another dishonorable mention is Searnight. I don't know why it's on this list. I used to hate Searnight back in early 2021 and early 2022 before I made the YouTube channel, but nowadays I could kind of care less with Searnight. It can be kind of annoying, has a very good defensive typing, but I don't have any hatred for it anymore. Your Snack is probably everyone's most hated Loomian. It's just fat. It lives pretty much every single hit in the entire game. It even lives quad effective hits, which is kind of funny. But the thing is, I'm not that annoyed with Your Snack. I've always found ways to deal with it, like either spirit type moves or putting down barbs. Plus, Your Snack doesn't have a reliable way to heal other than its item and game drain, so it's very easy to deal with. There is Tatop. Tatop actually used to be one of my most hated Loomians in the entire game. I never was able to deal with it because 120 power Timber Thrash and 90 power Jungle Jitsu just hit really hard. But the reason why it's not on my list is because it's been clutching up battles for me and I've started using it. So I actually kind of like Tatop now. I used to hate Tatop because it just destroyed my entire team. But ever since I used the specialty boots variant with Very Brawny, I started to like it a lot more. It's one of my favorite revenge killers in the game. So, Tatop is not on the list. Tamp Gasstroke, Soul Burst Gasstroke with Tamp. This thing is just so annoying. It's one of the most boring Loomians in the entire game. Jamie, just get rid of Tamp on Soul Burst Gasstroke already. Once this thing loses Tamp, this won't be on my list anymore. Crackalola. Crackalola is just a very annoying Loomian with its Scorching Skin ability. Yes, I know mine's combustible. I haven't made a Scorching Skin yet. And its Soul Burst makes it so it actually hits very hard. But the reason why it's not on this list is because it is a Loomian that can be dealt with against a lot. It's a Loomian that can get worn down over time. And it is a Loomian that is very one-dimensional. It's either Mysteria Stuffed Space Crackalola or Soul Burst Crackalola. So it's a very easy Loomian to deal with if you can get rid of its item. And the final Loomian on the dishonorable mentions is Never Crits. I don't know why I hate Never Crits. It's just because it never crits. It's a Loomian that's very annoying to use because it just never crits when you want it to. And 113 melee attack is very low for a roamer that can't have totemized stats. So, and it sucks because it actually has a very good defensive typing in Plant and Spirit. It's a Spirit type that is immune to light types, which is unheard of. So, yeah, Nevermare could be used so much more defensively, but it just has offensive moves, and its offensive sets that it runs, you have to rely on the crits in order to deal damage. So, these are Loomians that do not quite make my list, but are either Loomians I hated in the past but no longer hate anymore, or Loomians that just barely missed the list. So those were my dishonorable mentions. Now, let's head to the number 1 most hated Loomian. The number 1 most hated Loomian in the entire game is Leshent. Oh my god, I absolutely despise this stupid tree. So, let's head into its base stats first. It has a health stat of 104, melee attack of 103, melee defense of 93, range defense of 79, and a speed stat of 64. Just very good overall stats across the board. It also has a plant dark type, meaning this is a plant type that's not weak to dark, and a dark type that's immune to light, which is amazing type defensively. It does have 2 quad weaknesses to fire and bug, but it doesn't matter because if you synergize it with a fire type, that weakness pretty much gets patched up, and it probably has one of the most annoying move pools in the entire game. It has Sap Plant Briar Block, so it can stall you out. Has Tricky Tactics to hit melee attackers very hard. Has Rejuvenate where it can heal its HP. And its abilities, oh my god, the abilities. Petrifying, so your ranged attack gets lowered, so yeah, not even ranged attackers can really beat it. It also has other abilities like Gloomy to hit very hard while under fog, and Watcher so you can deal extreme damage. And yes, it will deal extreme damage because it has Ice Hammer and Earthquake. Perfect coverage! Not to mention that Ice Hammer and Earthquake also have very high base power as well. You can even run 120 power Timber Thrash as well. You have Broad Boost, so you can even set up, and it has Provoke. It can pretty much be ran any way on any team structure, and that's why Leshent is one of the most used Loomians in the entire game. But just because a Loomian is used a lot, it doesn't make it the most hated Loomian. I mean, Tyrex is the #1 Loomian in the game, but I do not hate Tyrex. In fact, I actually like Tyrex. But Leshent is different. Leshent is the type of Loomian that when I use it, it doesn't really do that much. I mean, it does okay, but it doesn't really do that well. And it always underperforms. But when everyone else uses Leshent, I always just struggle against it. Because even when I have fire and bug type attacks, bug types get hit super effectively by Ice Hammer, and fire types get hit super effectively by Earthquake. So you can't just switch in for free because a Leshent could have those moves and hit you for super effective damage. And even if you think it's a defensive Leshent that stalls you out with Sat Plant and Briar Block, that would be the one time you face a Watcher Gloves Leshent, and it's Ice Hammer, Oko's your bulky-ass weaky. Yes, that actually happened. Leshent just always seems to torment me, and any time I find it. Petrifying lowers your range attack. It can stall you out with Briar Block, meaning Vengeance doesn't work. Gnarly Gash just hits very hard. Tricky Tactics is just very annoying. This Loomian is so annoying. I absolutely despise this Loomian, and I'm not the only one that despises it. Even Jamie despises this Loomian because in every single update, he's given Loomians bug fire coverage to hit this stupid thing. And even then, even with all the attempts of trying to hit this thing for quad effective damage, this Loomian is still one of the most used and annoying Loomians in the entire game. And it still torments me to this day. I absolutely despise Leshent, and I don't think I'll ever lose this hatred of Leshent, unlike other Loomians in the past, like Serenite or Joltooth or Tatab, where those hatreds eventually die down. I don't think my hatred for Leshent will ever die down. And that's why it's the most hated Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy. And here it is, Leshent, the most hated Loomian in the entire game. Or at least my most hated Loomian in the entire game. I can't even look at this face. You know what? I can't take it anymore. Get out my PC box. In fact, all these Loomians get out of my PC box. All of these. Let's replace it with, okay. Protogon. Woo! The giveaway Loomian. Whew. That's a lot better. No, I don't have to think about them ever again. Well, until I watch this video again. Oh god, I don't want to watch the video. I don't want to even see these Loomians in battle. I still gotta edit the video. Oh my god, this is horrible. This is horrible. I absolutely hate these Loomians. But yeah, that is my top 5 most hated Loomians in all of Loomian Legacy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. What are y'all top 5 most hated Loomians in all of Loomian Legacy? Because y'all list will 100% be different from mine. Because y'all have different PvP preferences, different experiences, and y'all use Loomians way differently. You'll also have different team structures and play PvP a lot differently than I am. So y'all will have a lot of different Loomians that y'all hate more than the Loomians I place on my list. So I am curious, what are y'all top 5 most hated Loomians in the game? Please tell me in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all all later. Bye-bye!